What's up, guys? It is Dan and Nick back with another episode of F1 2021 Cup Career Mode. We're in Spain today. Unfortunately, there is no race replay available. We didn't realise that we could share replays, so we've just got the onboard stuff today. Hopefully that's not too big of a deal. But besides Monaco, this will be the last race that goes down that format, unless both of us DNF from a race. This is not a circuit that we did well at last time. It's not a circuit that we particularly enjoy, but what can we do about it? It's on the calendar. So onto the starting grid. Let's see where everybody is in today's race. We've got Lewis Hamilton back on pole position, with Daniel Ricciardo just behind. You can see that the split time was extremely close yet again. McLaren doing very well. Tsunoda and Verstappen, Perez and Norris in P6. Then we have me, Fernando Alonso, Antonio Giovinazzi and Lance Stroll, followed by Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, Carlos Sainz, Nicholas Latifi, George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Valtteri Bottas, the world champion, Nikita Mazepin, and Nick, who took an entire new engine. Save take him on later on.
The Spanish Grand Prix.
We're on board today because we didn't know we could share replays with each other, so you could probably guess how this one's going to end as we go away at the Mexican Grand Prix. Radiant Slothz defends.
We're on board with him.
Fernando Alonso. The dog on my lap is about to fall off, but I've caught him before he falls. A hero.
Radiant Slothz there, moving across on Alonso.
To shame him at his home Grand Prix. As he comes up to this section,
turn
would you believe it?
And he's spun.
He's spun already.
He's spun. He's rolling backwards into the traffic for some reason.
There
goes an end plate.
car.
He somewhat spins it back around. His teammate gained an unbelievable number of places from that incident.
Good teamwork, if you ask me. Although his teammate did come into the pits, presumably it was him that received the damage, and we have a safety car out. Oh, it's a virtual safety car
now ending. As Radiant Slothz looks to rear end Mick Schumacher, brother of Ralph Schumacher. Esteban Ocon going slowly here.
That is a very slow
Radiant
Alpine
Slothz
right now.
Be able to make an overtake? We'll never know.
He didn't get it, and now he's coming from a long way back. He sets the fastest lap. Oh, and I included this because Nikita Mazepin sets the fastest lap. Here we go.
As we cut to where he was already. A dive bomb on Schumacher. He's not brave enough, and then rear ends him for some reason.
Schumacher,
what a manoeuvre!
Very unfair. Left no room for Radiant Slothz, who then gets rear-ended by George Russell for no apparent
for some
reason.
Moved across on George Russell. You could see the arrows were saying he was there.
What is Yuki Tsunoda doing in 18th place? Is the question on everyone's mind as he comes into the pits.
George Russell, of course, famously replaced by Radiant Slothz at Williams for the 2020 season. You have to say, a poor decision from the Williams team.
Why would they let go of such a talented driver in place of whatever the fuck they got instead? As Radiant
a lot
Slothz
of smoke.
burns his car out and puts on the hard tyres. George Russell presumably receiving a penalty there for rear-ending Radiant Slothz. Either that or the Alfa Romeo mechanics are just very, very slow at what they do.
Justin Freshman in 16th.
Coming to turn
Radiant Slothz in 19th.
Gets on the curb
and he's spun.
And he's out.
He's hit the wall.
It's all over. There you go, turbo
what a
damage.
Race.
So now we're on board with Justin Freshpot, lap 11 of 17. He will be challenging Mick Schumacher this time. Will he get past him? Mick Schumacher tries to pull the same stunt again, but thinks better of it.
Justin Freshpot all over the curbs. He hasn't learnt he hasn't learnt the lesson from his teammate spinning there.
Fernando Alonso
he flies down the pit straight.
In the pits, Justin Freshpot gains another place, but is 6 seconds behind Nicholas Latifi. That now 7 seconds behind Nicholas Latifi.
Justin Freshpot back with his preferred 92 number. He comes into the pits.
Nearly crashes into the wall or something there.
This man has clearly been drinking. He's in the P gear, of course, standing for
Piss.
passing cars on track gear.
What we could also draw attention to right now is that Justin Freshbot has now received his Amazon order containing his new helmet and is sporting it at this event. Not that we get to see it very much.
Will change a few more times, slightly, through the next few races. Eventually, he settles on a design he likes.
As we rejoin him again, chasing down George Russell and Nikita Mazepin. And he spins.
And he has spun.
He has finally paid the price for taking the
A
same line
lot
as
of
his
sparks
teammate.
coming out of the back of that Williams there. You have to say, a fire hazard.
You could say that the Spanish officials have not made safe the obvious landmine field at the side of the track. But it doesn't matter because everyone apart from Radiant Slothz has made it to the finish line as Justin Freshpot finishes P19.
The Williams finishing 20th and 19th. Another great race.
Do we get to see a driver of the day this time? I think we will. It's Antonio Giovinazzi. Why on earth would he be the driver of the day? McLaren celebrating. Daniel Ricciardo getting the first win for McLaren of this season, probably. I don't think they've won any other races. Of course, the Mercedes pit crew from the previous video are all celebrating on screen right now. And they go up
Daniel
onto the
Ricciardo
podium.
hops himself onto the top step. And he celebrates, saying his catchphrase, "Pop a shrimp on the Barbie," as Lewis Hamilton soaks him with his bottle of bubbly.
Not happy with the comment that Daniel Ricciardo made, sprays him in the eye, and then leaves the podium without taking his trophy with him. Well, there you have it. Daniel Ricciardo takes the win. Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez also make up the rest of the podium. Max Verstappen and Lando Norris come 4th and 5th, with Antonio Giovinazzi putting in a very good performance for Aston Martin, comes 6th. Yuki Tsunoda, Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly and Charles Leclerc round out the point scorers for this race. Of course, the big question is, what's happened to the Drivers' Championship? Well, Yuki Tsunoda is narrowly hanging on to his lead, closely followed by Sergio Perez, Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo. Lewis Hamilton also still in the fight here. Max Verstappen a little way off, down in 6th position. Then the best of the rest is Carlos Sainz on 10 points at the moment, followed by Antonio Giovinazzi after that strong performance in Spain. Nicholas Latifi in his debut with AlphaTauri, and Lance Stroll round out the top 10. Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly and Justin Freshbot. Further down, George Russell is the last of the point scorers. Radiant Slothz still at the bottom on 0 points. As for the Williams team, still 2 points, but that's still a P7 in the Constructors. Mercedes, McLaren and Red Bull are running away with the title fight. So Ferrari will be leading the midfield teams going into race 4 and race 5. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you know when the next race is. We'll catch you in the next one.